They love those partners the way they should love Allah. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَشَدُّ حُبٍّ لِلَّهِ. And those who believe, they have more love for Allah. That's the sign of the believer. His love is for Allah. He loves for Allah and he hates for Allah. Now look, Ikhwani, I give you a simple everyday example about loving for Allah and hating for Allah. When you love your friend for Allah, he may be that individual who has a bad odor that comes out of his mouth. He has bad breath. For one reason or another, gum disease, didn't brush his teeth, he doesn't make floss, he has bad breath. When I love my brother for Allah, when he comes to me and I smell his bad breath, I pull him to the side, I say, Ya akhi, this is this situation, this, that. That's love for Allah. I'm not hesitant or reluctant to advise him. But when you don't love him for Allah, he's just your friend. He can be a dear friend to you. You leave him like that. And not only do you leave him like that, but you go to the next person and say, oh, you smell his breath? You smell his breath? That's not love for Allah. You guys are laughing, but this is serious. This is serious. When you love for Allah, the ongoing, outstanding disputes that we have, family problems, your auntie against your mother, it has nothing to do with you, has nothing to do with your cousins from your auntie's side. You came to know about the details and the reality, and clearly your mother is wrong. Your father is wrong. If you loved your mother for Allah, you loved your father for Allah, you would say, this position of yours, this mawqif of yours is wrong. It's dhulm. Because you don't want them to end up on the wrong side of the ruling Yawm al-Qiyamah. So when you love for Allah and hate for Allah, it gives you a certain strength to stand up for the truth. For yourself or for others. Some of us, Allahu musta'an, we can't even stand up for our own selves. We're afraid. We're afraid to stop the oppression that comes from people as it relates. If you love for Allah and you hate it for Allah, you say the truth, whether it's against yourself or it's not. My madhab is Hanafi. I'm Hanafi. I'm Hanafi. But my brother here, he's Maliki. He brings a position that shows that my madhab is wrong, clearly wrong. And it gives me the proof. Because I love Allah the most, and I love the Prophet of Islam more than anything else, that's what's important to me. Where's the proof? But the way we are, no, my imam, my madhab, my imam said, my masjid said, my parents said, my culture said. So loving for Allah is ibadah in the religion of Al-Islam. So it needs to be practiced a certain way, and it needs to be cultivated, and it needs to be expressed along the lines of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has legislated, and along the lines of what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has brought. Now to make my talk, my advice here, my advice to all of you, more relevant and relative to your situations. Because some of us, we're not on the minhaj of love in regards to the Quran, the Sunnah, and Al-Islam. We borrow from the minhaj of the non-Muslims. My love is going to be expressed based upon the Bollywood movies, where the hero and the girl, you know those ridiculous stories. They're so ridiculous. You people are people learning in the institution of higher learning. How can you sit and watch that nonsense? How? The criminals threw the lady out of the 12th story window. The love interest. She's falling out of the window. And the hero, he beats up 24 men in the room, runs all the way downstairs and catches him while the motorcycle is moving. I went to India, and this is serious, guys. This is really, really serious. Really, really serious. While I was in India, next to my hotel room was the greatest cafe that sold the greatest shai on the face of the earth. Wallahu a'lam. I would go there every morning and drink my tea and read the local newspaper. Every day, without exception, there was a section in which it talked about the people who died and the problems of the community. Every day, young people were committing suicide. because they wanted to get married. They wanted to get married. But for one reason or another, different caste, they were very young, he didn't have a job. For whatever reason, the parents didn't allow it. So what did the two young people do? They committed suicide. Why? Because my love is so great and intense for you. If I can't live with you, I prefer not to live. That's not the love on the minhaj of al-Islam. Because the one, as the Prophet told us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who takes poison and he kills himself, he'll take poison in the nar of Jahannam as a punishment. The one who takes a knife, hadid, and he kills himself, he'll continue to do that in the nar of a Jahannam. The one who throws himself from a high level and commits suicide, he'll continue to do that in the nar of Jahannam. In addition to being burned, the smoke, the horror, and all of those other issues. Allah's anger. That's not the minhaj of al-Islam. So the third point that I want to discuss with you, brothers and sisters here today, is in the minhaj of love, in the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal, that's counter to what we find in the music that we listen to. A person says, even the poetry, I worship the ground that you walk upon. No, I worship Allah. Wahdahu la sharika lah. I don't worship the ground that you walk upon. You are my God. And statements like this that come to us from Hinduism and other than that. The point that I want to mention is, when you don't love in accordance to the kitab and in accordance to the sunnah, you run into problems. You run into problems. The first problem that you run into, and they're multiple, men and women, but I'm specifically addressing my sisters, because I see in you my daughters. Don't listen to these guys. Don't listen to him. He's a player. Don't lie. It's serious. He's not sincere. If he was sincere, he would be a man, and he would go to the front door, and he would knock on your door. He would send his mother and his father. He would be a man. He would have high akhlaq. If he had real character, he would go and kick open the door figuratively and say, here I am. I come from this family. This is who I am. This is who we are. As for the one who's selling you those lines, and the lines are weak, they're da'if. He tells our sister, tell my daughter, you know, if you were a bogey, you know a bogey. If you were a bogey from the bogeys in my nostrils, I would pick you first. And she says, oh, he loves me. Oh, he loves me. And she believes that. After that weak line, you find her walking with a daisy in her room, walking down the street. He loves me, he loves me, he loves me, he loves me. Sister, if you were my sister, I would want you to honor me more than that. I want you to honor me. You were my father, if you were my daughter. I took care of you. I cherished you. You were my rose. You. As I tell my daughter, I have a little daughter, my youngest daughter, Queen Latifah. She's 2 years old. 2 years old. She's the apple of my eye. I would hate to raise her to be a virtuous woman, and then some guy comes around and snatches her, the apple of my eye, plucks her off of the tree of Izzah and Sharaf, and then runs off with her and gets married with her. Or worse than that, has a relationship and defiles her behind my back. I would be brokenhearted. And how could I say that I love her Muslim father, my brother? How can I say and claim I'm a mu'min? I thought the believer is the one who loves for his brother what he loves for himself. So when you don't follow the minhaj of love in al-Islam, sister, brother, you make yourself love. Your sister is special. You become dhalila. You become love. No honor. You know, hurriya, freedom. To Islam, in Islam,